So the trailer for Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, has dropped, so you want to talk about it? If you're wondering what that is, it's Bleach. Don't worry about it. So after what seemed like an absolute eternity, we finally have a full trailer, not a teaser trailer, a full 2.5-minute trailer for Furiosa starring Anya Taylor-Joy, I hope I pronounced that correctly, as Furiosa in place of Charlize Theron, because this is essentially an origin story of the character of Furiosa, who I love from Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max Fury Road back in 2015 was the biggest surprise to me. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be shit, but it was just a visual spectacle. Not only that, it told the story through visuals. Now, we have a trailer for the follow-up to that, or in this case, the prequel to Mad Max Fury Road, seeing a younger Furiosa. We also have Chris Hemsworth looking unrecognizable with a prosthetic nose, and a kind of a fat Thor looking get-up in terms of the beard, the long hair. The cool thing about this film is, it was shot, well, most of it was shot about 5 minutes down the road from where I am in Kurnell, which is great. It generated a lot of jobs here in Sydney. I was fortunate enough to do 3 days prep work on it, just prepping some molds, which was very cool just to get an insight in terms of the aesthetic they're going for. And what I worked on was absolutely horrifying, disgusting, and just so George Miller. But in terms of George Miller and what I think of this trailer, Lionel Hutz sums it up perfectly.
Still got it.
This looks incredible. Just look at some of these shots here from the trailer. I'm obviously not going to play the full trailer because I already have some problems with Warner Brothers at the moment. No thanks to that Beetlejuice 2 leak photo. Seriously, who the fuck gives a copyright strike for a photo? Now, the interesting thing is, Chris Hemsworth is credited as Dementus. I think it's Dementus. That's the name of his character in Furiosa. But if you go just straight on Google, it says Chris Hemsworth, Immortan Joe. Because we do see a younger looking Immortan Joe in this trailer. Again, origin story, Immortan Joe is still alive, spoiler alert, he dies in Fury Road. But there's also Tom Hardy. I don't know, is he gonna do a small cameo? Who knows at this stage, but the visuals just look absolutely mind-bending, just so rich, colorful, but dirty and rustic at the same time. Like looking at this trailer, I feel like I need a tetanus shot. In terms of what to expect with Anya Taylor-Joy, I mean, like, she is on an absolute roll lately. She's an incredible performer. I'm keen to see what Chris Hemsworth does as well. I hope he doesn't do something that's akin to what he's done with Thor. I just want him to portray someone that isn't Thor or close to Thor and just do something different. And it's interesting, they've gone for the subtitle, A Mad Max Saga. So does this mean George Miller and co are gonna branch off and do other spin-offs of other characters? Who knows at this stage? I didn't even know we needed a Furiosa origin story, but after how good Charlize Theron was as the character in Fury Road, I'm definitely keen to see how this goes. Again, I want this to be like Fury Road in terms of visual storytelling. Minimal dialogue, just watching the beautiful spectacle up on the big screen. And what I can see here, it just looks absolutely incredible and on par with Fury Road. I'd love to see the before of certain shots and how they've enhanced them with CGI and stuff like that, because they did so much filming down at Kurnell on the beach there. They set up a makeshift soundstage with tents and all that. They set up a big rig and they had all the motorbikes going through. They even had Hemsworth down there and Anya Taylor-Joy at one point, which was really cool. They've even filmed Fall Guy down there that's about to come out with Ryan Gosling. But again, I didn't think we needed an origin story, but I'm so intrigued now. Like, George Miller is getting on, but the guy just hasn't missed a beat. I believe he's in his late 70s or in his 80s now. Hang on, let me have a look. He's 78 years old and he's still got it. He loves his visuals. He loves his visual storytelling. The guy started out as a doctor. I think that's why the first Mad Max was so brutal, because George Miller had studied and obviously seen firsthand horrific injuries from road accidents, motorbike accidents and stuff like that. I think that's why the first one was so good. To me, Road Warrior is my favorite. I love Lord Humongous. And then there was Beyond Thunderdome with Tina Turner, and that was interesting. But then we got Fury Road, and it just took me completely by surprise. It had so much good going for it, and it exceeded my expectations. And that's exactly what I want this to do. Like, I will always probably pair up Fury Road and Furiosa and leave the original trilogy on their own. And the good thing is this trailer didn't give away too much. It goes for 2 odd minutes. It's jam-packed full of visual goodness, but at the same time, you have no idea what the hell's going on. In terms of Chris Hemsworth character, his involvement with Furiosa, Immortan Joe, is he in cahoots with Immortan Joe? I want to see more of Immortan Joe's backstory, how he came to be, why he wears that respirator and whatnot, and just not reveal too much of the monster, but just give little bits here and there, a few breadcrumbs into his origin story. And of course, Furiosa's origin story. Probably should mention that. So anyway, guys, those are my quick first thoughts on Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, due out next year. Again, it was just really cool that it was shot here in Sydney, let alone 5 minutes down the road from me. Obviously, being able to get to work on it, even though it was absolute minute. The stuff I saw was disgusting, but in the best way possible. Like, just brutal shit. Love you guts, and I'll catch you in the next one.